I'm here at Area X.O for GCXpo 2024. I've got John with me from Nanobubble Control Systems. Good morning to you, John.
Good morning, Rosie. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. So tell me this. How'd you come up with the name Nanobubble Control Systems?
Well, I'm going to admit, and I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to admit it's not the best of names possible. I call it my COVID name. I started the company right at the beginning of COVID.
Really?
And arguably the worst time to start a company, but there you go. So yeah, but it is what it is.
Tell me, what's nanobubbles? Tell me about the basic idea behind the company.
Okay, so the idea with nanobubbles is they are, as the name implies, very, very, very small bubbles of gas. So you can put any gas. And so what happens is these bubbles are, you can't even see them in the water. They're so small. And to give you an idea, in a milliliter of water, you get about 1.5 to 2 billion bubbles in there, all right? So why would you want to put bubbles in the water? Well, what happens is it makes the diameter of the bubble is the greatest that you can get with respect to the area of the water. So you actually can diffuse gas into the water the most efficient possible, right? And I'll show you what we currently use. If you come over here,
sure.
This is typical aeration technology, right?
Okay.
Where you take air, this is just oxygen, and you bubble it up, and you see how the bubbles are all big and they float to the top of the thing.
That right there.
So what this is doing is 95% of the oxygen is going into the air. It's not going into the water, right? So it's very, very inefficient, right? Whereas my system here, and this is just a little lab setup, but my system here is a way of introducing, so I have oxygen coming in here, I bring it in, it goes through this tube and it puts it into the oxygen.
Let me come around here so my camera can see. No, you stay over here as well so he can get a clear shot here. So this is what you...
This is oxygen. So this is just an oxygen generator, and it comes up, and this is the technology that I'm using, right? So this is where the oxygen comes in, and as the water is flowing by this pipe, it goes in and swirls and cleaves off the oxygen, and nanobubble infused water comes out the other end.
Nanobubble infused water. How does that help agriculture? How does that help farmers?
Okay, so there's a whole bunch of ways, but the basic one is, you know when you water your plants, right? You're not actually, the water really doesn't help. It's the oxygen in the water, okay? So if you can increase the oxygen level in the water, it does really interesting things. One is it helps the nitrogen and the fertilizer that you have in there help the plant grow, so it grows faster. But the thing with nanobubbles is I'm infusing it right into the roots because the bubbles are so small that they actually go into the roots. So you can have reduced fertilizer, but you can get extremely better yields. Like there are some plants you can get 20-30% increase in yields.
Really? And then also you were talking about the longevity of food.
Yeah. So food waste is one of the biggest problems in the world today. So I don't know if you knew this, but 1/3 of the food produced never makes it to the table. It gets wasted, it gets lost. Right? And in Canada, just to give you an idea, that's about 100 million tons a year in Canada. It just never.
That's a lot of waste.
It's a lot of waste, right? So now I'm just going to back up for a second. You know, in your grocery stores, you go in and they have these little sprays that spray all the vegetables, and it looks so nice, and we're like, oh, it looks nice. But it's not actually that helpful. I mean, it allows them to not wilt as quick, but you're making little petri dishes. You think of it, the water sits there. If there's any chemicals on the apples or whatever, it makes it terrible. Right, so anyways, what this will do, if you use an ozone-based system, you will be able to increase the shelf life of food, increase the shelf life of fish and meat, right? If your fish comes home, it won't smell for days on end, right? So we help the whole food chain.
This is absolutely really incredible that you started this company during COVID and really thought about how to bring more oxygen to the water and then transferring that into the soil, into our produce so that it lasts longer, grows more even, and yields more. It's really something. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you so much, Rosie.
Once again, Nanobubble Control
Systems. Thank you very much, Rosie. Have a great day.
You too.